Welcome to Mornings on Main Street. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Back in 2023, Main Street Murfreesboro had the honor of hosting 5 Seward Johnson sculptures in its historic downtown area. You're seeing 3 of those 5 sculptures coming up on your screen. Take a look. Now, Seward Johnson was an American artist known for painted bronze statues. His life-size bronze statues were castings of living people engaged in day-to-day activities. And this morning, we are sharing our interview with the Chief Legacy Officer of the Seward Johnson Atelier. She offers more on Seward Johnson's history, how he lives on today, and then how your city could have the chance to host a Seward Johnson sculpture. Stick with us for this interview. This is one that I thoroughly enjoyed. I hope you get a lot from it. And Seward Johnson, based in New Jersey. If you ever do take a trip up that way, well, this may be a spot, a destination spot for you to check out. But first this morning, before we get to our interview, let's check out our headlines.
Hello, here's the latest news and weather from Main Street Media TV. Portland's Parks and Recreation Department hosted their annual Daddy-Daughter Dance, seeing over 150 attendees enjoying a night of vibrant balloon decorations, fun line dances, and memorable photography. High school softball season kicks off this week across the state with a sneak peek into local programs based on insights from their coaches. Stephen Joshua Wiggins' appeal for a new trial on his conviction for the 2018 murder of Dixon County Sheriff's Office Deputy Sergeant Daniel Baker was denied by 23rd Judicial Circuit David Wolf. An Ashland City man, Ethan Paul Early, facing terrorism charges after allegedly threatening to burn down Elon Musk's data center in Memphis due to political grievances. After a 25-year career in education, Lataka Foster is set to open the Garden Academy in Lebanon next month, a facility designed for children aged 2-5, featuring balanced meals, weekly culinary learning, and musical exploration.
So Busy Bee is a very close-knit family. We fight just like every family does. We have arguments, but we always come out with a solution to the problems. We don't just fight about what we want, we fight about what customers need. We want to make sure that every customer we go to is more than satisfied. And that doesn't just start whenever we show up at their door, that starts when we show up every day at work. We want to make sure that we are serving our customers to the best of our ability.
Only in Smashville are opponents welcomed with some good old-fashioned Southern hospitality. We'll give you a hand, cheer you on. You suck! It's all your fault! Hey, we'll even leave a light on.
Now may be the time to take a trip to Murfreesboro because you have an incredible opportunity to get a look at 5 sculptures created by someone that in the 80s was referred to as America's most popular sculptor. I'm talking Seward Johnson, and to tell us more about what you can see, what you can find there until the middle of January, we have the marketing director from Main Street Murfreesboro, Alicia Stachura. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're very welcome. And I have to say, these sculptures are just incredible and so lifelike. What can we see there? And you said you have 5 sculptures on hand right now?
Yes, we do. And so Seward Johnson once said, I want my work to disappear into the landscapes and then take the viewer on a surprise. And once they get over the shock of being fooled, now they're on an emotional discovery. And that's just what we have here in Murfreesboro. They are lifelike. And so you just think, so like there's one that's called Creating, and it's a man that's sitting by a tree doing a little painting on his sketchbook. And you think he's real until you get up on him. And so every single one of these sculptures are much like that. And so we have one at Oakland's Mansion. There's one on the Murfreesboro Square, the Discovery Center at Murphy Springs, the Center for the Arts, and the Limeburg Public Library. So these are all very easily able to get to either on foot traffic or by car.
How wonderful that is. And they really, what he does and what I've learned, taking that two-dimensional painting, turning it into that three-dimensional to bring people in with that life-like look. Something I want to share, and I'm sure you saw this as well. He put out, I looked over the body of my work and found a common strain. In each case, I celebrated a moment when the individual had taken control of his or her life. And you can see it on the faces of these sculptures. Do you feel the same?
Yes. And what I love the most is with art, it's always about look, but don't touch. And each sculpture, like you can take pictures, you can touch it, you can be with the sculpture. And so it's not one of those, like you're walking into a museum and you're standing behind some ropes. It's very interactive.
How special is this for Murfreesboro to have there? And what was that process for you at Main Street Murfreesboro?
So we had to apply for a grant, and there was some community partners that went in with us on that. And so we had to, once we secured those funds and partnered and got the approval and all the legal things together, Seward Johnson brought those sculptures in, and then we found placements for them where we thought they would be most visible in the community, where anyone, whether you were hiking, you were on a jog, working out, if you were homeless, if you were walking, shopping, visiting a museum, we wanted them to be where people would see them the most.
God, and did you get to pick these sculptures that you have? Did they have like different ones that you could choose from?
I'm not exactly sure on that exact one. Sarah Callender, our executive director, played all the behind the scenes on that part. But I will say the placements of each sculpture resembles where they are. So like for the Center of the Arts, the sculptures played a violin. At the Discovery Center, which is for children, they are the one behind you there. That's where no hands. And so that one is placed at the Discovery Center, which is where kids are. And so if I had to guess, maybe there was some partnering and some strategy behind that.
I have to say this is the one I've seen because I guess it was placed there during, like right before I did an interview there with the Discovery Center. And I had to look twice because I was like, oh, what are those kids? Wait, that's not real.
Yes. And so each one and just because it's where on the Murfreesboro Square, there's the guy that's painting the courthouse, looking at the courthouse. And just because that's kind of where I am most of the time, I just love seeing people's reactions. Like they want to walk up and talk to him. And then they get closer and they're like, oh, that's not a person.
Well, Alicia, tell me, what have you heard from people there in the community? Because you were sharing with us before we got started that you've had several events in certain locations where people have really been able to go and, really see it. And what have you heard?
They absolutely love it. So this is the first time we've ever had this in Murfreesboro because there's a lot of logistics behind it. And so a lot of responsibility for it, funding. And so the people absolutely love it. And wherever the sculptures are strategically placed, those places hosted events. Oakland Mansion always has something going on. The Oktoberfest, we had the Christmas tree lighting, the Borough Dash, the Center for the Arts always has plays and different things going on. The Discovery Center had the STEAM Festival this year. And so there was opportunity that wasn't normally there just because of the time of the year it was. So we were able to capitalize on that. And so we look forward. We would love to have different sculptures back in the future.
Oh, 100%. Well, as you mentioned, time is running out to see these sculptures. How long do we have?
Mid-January. We don't have a deadline date yet. We know it's soon just because they have to come and secure the trucks and all the things. So I'm going to say probably a week or two. So hurry fast.
We most definitely will. Thank you so much, Alicia, for your time and for what you do. What else is on the horizon there with Main Street Murfreesboro as we move into this new year?
So our shopping event that we have is the first event that Main Street has, and it's going to be on Friday this year on March 15th. So that's the first thing up for us.
Can't wait. Alicia Stachura, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it and encourage everyone to go out there and see the sculptures while you have a chance.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Yes, ma'am, anytime. Just a little side note on Seward Johnson. Now, it started for him in a beginner sculpture class. You can learn so much about his work by just a simple Google. And I tell you, it's phenomenal with what he's done. His work was to strengthen communities through his artwork. Stick with us here on Mornings on Main Street. We'll be right back.